Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Surprise Thursday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Four Horsemen Studios Mythic Legions 2025 Con Exclusive Legendary Barbarian. Let's get into it! Let's start things off with a look at the packaging. And here we have the usual suspects: mythiclegions.com, sourcehorseman.com, storehorseman.com. And over here, the Four Horsemen Mythic Legions logo, or the logo that they use for Mythic Legions. Then nice blister packaging with a cardboard insert in the back. You can see most of the figure and his accessories in there. Lots of accessories. And then it says Mythic Legions right here. Here is a map of Mythos, which is the symbol for the barbarian, I suppose, because he went all over the place and became legendary that way. On this side is his bio, and if you want to pause it right here and read all that, please feel free to do so. Moving along to the back, we've got a nice cosmic looking piece and Four Horsemen and their logo here in that nice chrome that sometimes messes up in the chroma key. And then here's some more words. If you want to read them, please feel free to pause it right here and do so. And then we have, you know, some other stuff down here. Castles, snowy mountains and trees and stuff, and, you know, winter wonderland on the bottom here. Small fine legalese made in China print, and warning, not a toy. Also warning, don't stick things in your pie hole that don't belong there, and also a barcode, and the websites again are on here also. That, my friends, does it for a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And there are a lot of accessories, my friends. So here we have handy dandy tweezers to help us take a look at them. So first up, we do have a set of arm shackles, which, you know, they're not connected. So there is that. You have to pop a hand off, slide this on, pop the hand back on. And it does have nice molded details on it, and a nice color to it. I don't know whether that's paint or if it's molded that way or not, I don't know. And then it is using a real chain, and there are two of those. So very cool. And then the last one is a leg shackle. At least I think that's, pretty sure that's what it is, because it's bigger than the other two. But other than that, details, color, chain, all of that holds to be the same. So very, very nice looking piece. Or pieces, I guess I should say. So next up, let's start with the hands. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 extra sets of hands. It's always cool to have extra hands. There's a left and a right to each set. So this is the kind of clawing or reaching splayed finger hand. It's on an in and out hinge. Nice molded details. Nice color to it. It's fantastic looking. And again, there are two of these, left and a right. So that's really cool. Next up is this set of fists. I think we might have seen these before, but nice molded detail, nice color. I mean, everything I'm going to say about these hands is going to be the same for all of them except for the hinge, and this one is in and out hinge, and just very, very cool looking, you know, for a hand. So next up we have the other left and right splayed finger hand, and this is more like the stop, or you know, I don't want to hurt you, but I'm going to if you make me kind of hand. And it's got a little bit of a wash in it. I think they all have a little bit of a wash in it, just to help all those incredible details stand out. And so very, very nice looking. And here's the other one. So again, just very, very nice, very, very detailed. And last up, we have another set of grip hands, and these are on up and down hinges, as you can see, but everything else I said about it holds true, or everything I said about the other ones hold true. Just very, very cool looking hand, very detailed hands, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Very detailed, looks really, really good. Next up, another piece that we've probably seen before. Well, I know I've seen this before. You know, it's an over-the-shoulder belt. You know, you can put a sword in, and I guess you could put it around the waist too, and that may be what I try to do with this one. I don't know yet, but you can see all the, like, the grain details in there, and there's looks like a little bit of a wash, and the silver for the buckles and the bits like that, and then a wash in it. If I didn't say that already, I might have. So very, very nice, very nice. Where to go next? Okay, so we get two different shield holders. The one he can hold in his hand, which we have seen before, and nice, you know, gunmetal type color, and nice details there in the handle. So that's cool. And then the other one that we get, I haven't seen this one before, and it's a clip-on, like a C-clip, like you'd get with Marvel Legends Captain America. Same colors and everything though, so that's pretty cool. Then we have his sword, and you got, I mean, I don't know that I've seen this particular sword before. Not to say it hasn't been used before, I just haven't seen it in my just over a year of collecting Mythic Legions. So nice silver for the blade, and then we've got this gold or bronze with a wash on it for the handguard, and then it sort of fades into, like, this is the plastic, it doesn't seem to have much paint on it, but there is a little bit, and it kind of fades down into that. And then back here at the pommel we have the same deco as the handguard. So very cool looking, very barbarian. So next up we have his battle axe, and again, I haven't seen this before. This may be something like a dwarf or something has come with it, but nice silver for the blades and a wash on it as well. And then we've got this nice, this is the plastic I think right here, and then we've got this down here. So very, very cool looking. And if you guys hear thunder and stuff going on in the background, it's storming here, so there's that. I do apologize for that. So here's his shield. It's got this nice gold rim around it, along with these gold rivets, and then silver all the way in the center with this. It looks gray to me in the middle, and then gunmetal on the inside, and then there's the little post where the handles go. So let's see. Another piece that I haven't had the pleasure of owning before, these horns that go in his helmets, and I'll show you that in a minute, or in his helmet, not helmets. But it does have nice molded details in there. Very cool looking. No wash though, so that's a little weird. They usually offset all the details with some wash, but there's two of those, and I believe they're left and right to each other, so that's cool. Then we have his shoulder armor, and here's the parts that pop into the holes on his back. And then it's got a dent in it. You can see a dent in it right here. And then nice silver color, and you see some mail under there that's kind of raggedy a little bit. And it's left. That's what it says. But it goes on the left. So very nice. You know, it looks like it's been used a little bit. And there's a left and right one of those, and look at that just sculpted detail in there, that texture. Just awesome. Awesome. So now a piece, or some pieces I haven't seen before in this line, and I don't know if it's been done in this line before or not. I don't think it has. But here we have the alternate head, which looks great except for this post on his top. Actually, I think we have seen this type of head before. I think I want to say Leodicius, but it's not him. It's the dude in the lion armor. I can't think of his Leoser. Attila Leoser. I think this may be the same head, or if not, I have seen this type of mechanism before, where, you know, for his helmet and stuff, where you change some of those parts out, I think. But just look at the paint and stuff on the face. It's very, very cool looking, or detailed. But it's also cool. Now, something that is new, I don't think we've had wigs before in Mythic Legions. So you can put that one on him. They're all sculpted the same, just different colors. And this one has a bit of a wash in it. Maybe they all do. We'll take a look. So you've got that one. Then you have this one, which is the blonde. Again, yes, it does have some wash in it to help all those strands kind of stand out. And then finally we have the black hair. And it doesn't want to go on there right at the moment. So, but anyway, there we have that. I don't think it's on there all the way. And no wash in this hair, I don't think. Haha. He's a barbarian. Of course he doesn't wash his hair. So I will get it fixed. So there we have it. That's probably, yeah, I'm gonna put this head on it, and this is the hair I'm gonna use with it. So there is that. Now let's take a look at the figure himself. So I would say this is more Viking looking than barbarian, in my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary. So just look at all the details on all that, and just in the beard. Man, these figures always look so great. And then, like, there's highlighting on the muscles, paint highlighting. And then we have this piece. There's a cloth piece in here, and it does have some, like, here is wired, And then the seam right here has a wire in it as well, and you can see it's raggedy at the edges, and it's got a hole in it, and it's got some staining on it like a barbarian might have. And you got his waist belt with his thigh armors on it, his butt cover, and his crotch cover, which is a removable piece in case you didn't know. And then we're continuing down with the, looks like the paint highlights on the muscles. And then we have his boots, which are, you know, very, you know, leathery looking, all of that sculpt work in there. And looks very good. Probably a little bit of a wash on there too, it looks like. Alright, let's take a look at his articulation. He can lift his beard up that high because he's on a ball and hinge. And then he can't, because of the beard, he doesn't really look down. So there is that. He does have some chicken neck, a little bit. He does have some waggle. He can twist his head off trying to do the full extras, but you know, the other heads will if this one won't. So 360 degrees of rotation at the shoulder, and he can raise his arm up just past 90 degrees. Single hinge and swivel at the elbow, swivels around 360 degrees and gives you about 90 degrees worth of bend, 360 degrees of rotation at the wrist on an in and out hinge, and in and out hinge on the other hand as well, because you know, we already saw the other set with the up and down hinges. So he's got a ball joint or half dumbbell at the waist, allows him to do all kinds of hula, lean left and right. He can lean back that far, he can lean forward that far, and it also rotates 360 degrees there at the hips. Like, you would think it would be these pieces hindering, but it's not. It's actually the soft goods piece that's hindering. It's getting caught between this and the leg. So when that's not caught, he will give you that much of the splits, which is the full splits. And he will kick forward that far, and he will kick backwards that far, so really good. Then where the hip joint connects to the thigh, there is a rotation there, and it doesn't always like to go 360 degrees, but it does give you a good bit of twist. Single hinge and swivel at the knee, it gives you that much bend and swivels around 360 degrees. Now at the top of the shin, there's a boot cut for another 360 degrees of rotation. So that's really good. And then at the ankle, tilts down that far, tilts up that far, and pin for rocker. Alright guys, I'm gonna load this guy up and we'll be right back. Alright my friends, here we have the Legendary Barbarian, all geared up. Battle axe, sword in the belt, he's got his shield, and he's got horns on his helmet. He is ready for battle. Now, there you have it, my friends. I'll look at the figure and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the Four Horsemen Studios 2025 Con Exclusive Mythic Legions Legendary Barbarian with the Boss Fight Studios Epic Hacks Red Sonja, and the Four Horsemen Studios Mythic Legions Arazak. For our last set of comparisons, here we have the Four Horsemen Studios 2025 Con Exclusive Mythic Legions Legendary Barbarian, with from the Marvel Legends series making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. From G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black Series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. For a 7-inch scale comparison, from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on the Four Horsemen's Mythic Legions 2025 Convention Exclusive Legendary Barbarian, I have to say this guy is worth every bit of the $50 that he costs if you catch it at a con. I didn't catch mine at a con. I paid about $30 extra for it, but you know what? I still feel like I got a value, and I really like it. And like I said, this guy came with a ton of stuff. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to use it all with this guy, because as you see him right now, that's pretty much how he's going to be on my display. He is going to be my stand-in for Conan the Barbarian until I find one that I like better than this. But to me, that's really comic book Conan going on right there. Now, I may get him a different sword, or I may 3D print him a different sword. I'm not sure. Maybe even a longer battle axe, but probably not the battle axe. But the sword, yeah, I'm definitely looking to replace, to get maybe a little more of a Conan-esque looking sword. And, you know, if I were to come across some, you know, fur loincloth type garments that will hide his midriff with maybe a big belt or something on it, I might go for that too. And maybe even some fuzzy boots. That would be awesome. Just to kind of cap the Conan off. But as it stands right now, this is a pretty good stand-in, and I think the head sculpt with the black hair on it looks very, very Conan to me. At least. Your mileage, of course, may vary. But if you're looking for a good barbarian and you can get your hands on this one for a good price, I really suggest that you pick it up. This is probably the best barbarian figure that I've ever done. Now, even though the head that comes on him in the packaging feels more Viking or dwarf even, you know, it can be used for other things. But for me, this one is going on the shelf right next to my Boss Fight Studios Red Sonja. And they're going to give the shelf hell. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I am now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content, or just to help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.